Where am I at here? All right, Gabe Stevenson's supposed to come in the night after Mania. They're actually, so this year they are actually planning that. They're very aware of the fact that the night after Mania has gone down, so they are starting to put stuff on there. One of the reasons why Balor and Priest was taken off WrestleMania is because they feel like it would have more time on Monday. Now, even that could get changed, but at the moment you have Veer, you have Gabe Stevenson, you have Cody Rhodes promo, you have tentatively like Priest versus Balor. So you actually are already planning the Monday Night Raw, which they haven't done for a few years. So there is a
you're right, and that's true, and I'm glad, because the Monday after Monday Night Raw used to be some of the best, hottest shows, and like the last few years they haven't been.
Right. Yeah. The best one ever was when Roman the "This Is My Yard" thing.
Yeah, I was there for
when Roman came out to say, what was it, like a 9-minute promo where he never said a word and said, "This is my yard." That was great. All right, what else you got, Billy?
So there's a UK pay-per-view on September the 3rd in a stadium in Cardiff, which I broke like ages ago. But the thing is that I was speaking to a few people, and with this unified championship that's coming through, I genuinely believe they're unifying the belt because it just makes more commercial sense, and it's something that Nick Khan wants to do. And they've now gone ahead and done it. I've been told that they've been planning to do this for a while. The problem that you have with it is there have been promises made to certain people. Now, I know of a storyline that they were supposed to be running after WrestleMania before they did this. Way back when Omos and Lashley was going to be one title match and Brock and Roman was going to be the other title match just for one belt. The idea was for Drew McIntyre to become the first challenger for Roman. Now, what Drew was supposed to do is he was supposed to lose a match and then say that he wants one final chance. He was supposed to do the whole gimmick where you lose and it's your last chance. So he would have had his last chance at Roman. He was then supposed to win the Money in the Bank briefcase. I say supposed to. I don't know if this is all supposed to still happen or not. Could still be happening. He was then supposed to win the Money in the Bank in Vegas, but instead of doing a Money in the Bank cash-in, he was supposed to do the good guy thing where he turned around and said, "I'm going to cash in my Money in the Bank in the UK, and I'm going to challenge the champion of Raw, because I'm not allowed to challenge Roman because I had those 2 losses to him, and the contract says I'm never allowed to face him again." So that was a storyline that they had for why Drew would choose the Raw champion and win the championship in front of a big crowd in the UK. That was the whole point of the pay-per-view. How can you do it without the second belt? Because Drew McIntyre can't beat Roman Reigns because it disrupts all the plans for everything that they have coming up with The Rock. Now, Rock and Roman Reigns has been cancelled before. It's been cancelled twice. It was cancelled this year because there's no XFL. And it was cancelled back in 2015 because Rock was supposed to beat Brock Lesnar in 2014. He was supposed to come out the night after he lost to John Cena in 2013. He was going to get attacked by Brock Lesnar. And then they were supposed to set up a match for WrestleMania 30 where he would beat Brock. And then he would face Roman at WrestleMania 31. And Brock Lesnar wasn't even supposed to be with the company anymore after WrestleMania 31. And he's managed to stay here 7 years later. So that was what was supposed to happen. But Rock broke his rib in the Cena match. So we've had 2 cancellations of that match. We're not going to have a third. So Roman and Rock is happening next year. It just so happens that we're going to unify the belts this year. And we have all of these guys, Cody, Braun Breaker coming through, Gabe Stevenson, all these people. How are you going to make them a champion where you have a 2-year storyline going on with Rock and Roman Reigns and you're unifying the belts?
So those guys, right. But those guys aren't. Roman needs to keep the belt as long as he's the strongest character in wrestling.
But what's everybody else supposed to do? Like, what's
you just keep trying to build yourself up. It's like, bro, that's why. But that's why Hogan had the belt for so long, and Backlund and Bruno and stuff. They just
you can still build people up without giving them the belt.
Right. But you got to get to the point.
What does Drew McIntyre do with what he's promised for? What he was promised in England?
He might get over. I mean, at the end of the day, that's how this thing is. Like right now, if I'm looking at 4 guys, right, and those 4 guys are in a program, in a year, anything can happen from one guy got hurt to another guy became a pain in the ass to one guy got hot, and I got to make my decision. I hate to break my word to you, bro. but business is business, and
Right,
that
business
happens.
is business, yeah. It happens.
Well, let's Mark
You gotta take the
on.
bullet, yeah.
Mark is on.
And
So let's wrap this up.
And I'd also like to say one last thing, bro. That thing with Matt Corbin or whatever his name is not doing him any help. That's a brutal storyline that nobody's invested in.
And he knows that.
Yeah.
And he knows that. So
yeah.